Hello, young man. I'm here to talk to you about a very important topic, one that I've struggled with throughout my life. The fight against perfectionism. You see, as a hero, I've always felt the need to be perfect, to save everyone, to stop every villain. But the truth is, no one is perfect. And it's exactly this pursuit of perfection that can lead to anxiety, to fear of failure, and to a never-ending cycle of self-doubt. I remember when I first started out as a hero, I was determined to be the best. I spent every waking moment training, studying, and preparing myself for any situation that might arise. And it worked, to a certain extent. I was able to stop some of the worst villains in Gotham, and I earned the respect of the people. But with each success, my expectations of myself grew. I began to feel like I had to be perfect, that any mistake would be catastrophic. And that's when the anxiety started. I would lie awake at night, thinking about all the things that could go wrong, all the ways I could fail. I would replay every scenario in my head, trying to anticipate every possible outcome. And I would get so caught up in my own thoughts that I would start to doubt myself. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? But one day something changed. I realized that I wasn't alone in this struggle. I talked to other heroes, like Superman and Wonder Woman, and they told me that they too had struggled with perfectionism. They told me that it was okay to make mistakes, that it was okay to not be perfect. And that's when it hit me. Perfection is not the goal. The goal is to do our best, to try our hardest, and to learn from our mistakes. So, I started to change my approach. I started to focus on the process rather than the outcome. I started to focus on the journey rather than the destination. And I started to realize that it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are an essential part of the learning process. They help us grow, they help us learn, and they help us become better versions of ourselves. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy to let go of the need for perfection. It's not easy to accept that we're not going to be perfect, that we're going to make mistakes, but it's necessary, because when we're so focused on being perfect, we can become paralyzed by fear. We can become so afraid of making a mistake that we don't even try. And that's when the real tragedy happens, because when we don't try, we don't learn, we don't grow, and we don't become the best versions of ourselves. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want to challenge you to let go of the need for perfection. I want to challenge you to focus on the process rather than the outcome. I want to challenge you to try your best and to learn from your mistakes. Because when you do, you'll find that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. You'll find that you're stronger, you're braver, and you're more resilient than you ever thought you could be. And you'll find that you're not alone, because we're all in this together. We're all struggling with the same fears, the same doubts, and the same uncertainties, but we can overcome them. We can overcome them by supporting each other, by encouraging each other, and by lifting each other up. So, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to try. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Because when you do, you'll find that you're capable of achieving greatness. You'll find that you're capable of becoming the hero that you've always wanted to be. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about learning, growing, and becoming the best version of yourself. So, don't give up, don't lose faith, and don't lose sight of your goals. Because when you stay focused, when you stay committed, and when you stay true to yourself, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And if you're struggling with perfectionism, you're struggling with anxiety, or if you're struggling with self-doubt, just know that you're not alone. There are people out there who care about you, who want to help you, and who want to support you. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be afraid to take that first step. Because when you do, you'll find that you're capable of overcoming anything. You'll find that you're capable of achieving greatness. And you'll find that you're capable of becoming the hero that you've always wanted to be. So, go out there and make a difference. Go out there and change the world. And go out there and become the best version of yourself. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account, link on description. See you soon, friend.